Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. Though it's commonly acknowledged that dogs are man's best friend, who would have ever expected similar bonds were possible between man and lions, gorillas, and even hyenas? Before you write it off as too crazy to be true, take a look and see the proof for yourself in this insanely touching video. Just know you'll probably want to arm yourself with tissues before launching into the video. Here are the animal and human reunions that'll melt your heart. Number 10. Adolfo the Man. When you see a man waiting in a cage and then a door is opened, and a full-grown lion enters, then you at first think you're about to witness something terrible. But instead, you witness something terrific. This man Adolfo had rescued this giant lion back when she was a young kitten. Adolfo named her Kiara and took care of her, tending to her every need. She was residing in one location which Adolfo thought at first would be good. But after a while he realized, as sad as it would be for him, that she needed to be moved to a better location. 7 long years later he went to see Kiara again, and this is where you see the giant lion hug come into play.
Espérate, yo te digo. ¿Qué pasa, Kiari? Vente, mami, vente. Ven, Kiara. Kiara. Hola.
Kiara immediately recognized her former adoptive parent and went in for the embrace. Yeah, an embrace that you don't normally see lions do unless it's paired with, shall we say, preparing their dinner. But no, this was an actual hug followed by actual cuddling, love bites and rolling around. But Adolfo, be very careful rolling around, because don't forget that sweet Kiara weighs like 300+ pounds. Before moving to the next number, we just want a small favor from you. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon and get 1 week good luck for you. Try this, it really works. Number 9. Jupiter Lion Life Story. Alright, we got another lion on our list. This time it's a male named Jupiter, and he has also been dubbed the Kissing Lion. This nickname is due to his love for his mother, as seen in this video of him embracing her through the bars of his enclosure. Not to name that, because you should go up to Jupiter prepping your chapstick and thinking you'll be safe. Jupiter had a bit of a tough life, starting his life out in a circus and facing abuse as many circuses inflict upon the animals. Ana Julia Torres rescued Jupiter and took care of him in a proper home, thus making Torres his smaller, less hairy mother, but Jupiter never questioned her size or scruff. Unfortunately, in 2019, authorities claimed Torres didn't have the proper documentation to keep Jupiter alive and took him away. What happened next? Well, about a year later, Jupiter was found emaciated in his new home. Clearly not taken care of well at all, not fed enough, living a life as dismal as he was back in the circus. Torres and many supporters jumped into action and went through the necessary steps in order to claim this new place to be unfit for Jupiter. Mama Torres got her son back to be with his rightful mama. Jupiter has a happy ending, don't worry. And he will now be at the California Zoo, where he'll be taken care of appropriately. Number 8. German Shepherd Dog. This next one's interesting because most people would see this video and think this person was in danger. As you can see, this German Shepherd sees this person and begins to growl like crazy. So should she run for her life? No, the backstory is that this is the German Shepherd's owner along with her parents. This was the Shepherd's buddy, and then she left for a year and a half. What you're seeing here is the return after all that time, and her dog responds to her return with growls, upset that she left for so long, but also happy and excited that she's back. It's an understandably mixed reaction for this dog to have. We may have similar reactions if a loved one left us for such a long time and then returned also. But you know for sure that this dog definitely remembers its owner. He just has a unique way of showing it. Number 7. Tanzi Aspinall and Gorillas. Next, we're going to meet Tanzi Aspinall, and then Tanzi's gonna meet, or should we say, re-meet, some gorillas. Yeah, because Tanzi had a very unique childhood. She grew up with gorillas sliding down slides, having playtime with them. They were essentially her brothers and sisters. We told you it was unique. Well, the gorillas were eventually released back into the wild, as was the goal all along, to rehabilitate these gorillas and let them live a life in the wild as they're supposed to. And then 12 years passed, a full decade and some change. Tanzi was able to head into the jungle to find these gorillas. Would they remember her after all this time? To answer that, not only did they remember her, but they were also overjoyed to see her.
So sweet and so gentle, and really different to how they were with Dad, who they were really playful with.
And you've released, and you don't see them for a few years, and then you find them in the forest and they greet you like long lost brothers. And then I could see the way they were playing with me, how pleased they were to see me, and they were so gentle the way they were playing.
Embracing her and giving her big hugs, it's like a family reunion. They were so happy Tanzi was back in their lives that they didn't want her to leave. Giving her those hugs that your aunt gives you to sneakily lure you back into the reunion and prevent you from leaving. Looks like you can't leave Tanzi. Your family wants you to spend the night, hoping you brought a sleeping bag. Number 6. Linda Kobner and Chimp. The name Linda Kobner should be synonymous with hero, and the name Swing and Doll, they should be synonymous with an amazing memory. Linda rescued these chimpanzees from a hepatitis research lab where they never saw the sun and knew nothing but they endorse. With all its hard bars, recycled air and manufactured light. After she rescued them, they were afraid of the outside because they were so unfamiliar with it. The grass, the wind, the sun, all foreign things to them. She worked with them for 4 years in order to help them adapt to the life they should have been leading all along. 25 years later, Linda is back to see the chimps again, and guess what? 2.5 decades later, they still remember Linda.
Remember me? Oh yeah.
Who's that, huh?
Wait, no.
Who's that? It's okay. It's okay. Not so quick. That's good, doll.
Oh, doll.
And they have an emotional and joyous reunion hug. After all, these chimps can't forget the woman that saved them and taught them everything they needed to know about being chimps in the wild. She's basically their mom in shining armor. Number 5. Lucky cat and owner. This next person had to go through every pet owner's worst nightmare: losing their pet. The cat Francine got out of the house, and they couldn't find her, not just for a few days or a week, but for over a year. Francine was living as a stray in the neighborhood, apparently, because after a year and 47 days, Francine was spotted again. The owner, obviously overjoyed to see her beloved little cat again, was calling out to little Franny. Now a year and almost 2 months, that's a long time, especially for a little cat, but she remembered her owner almost instantly. After a quick bit of studying and listening to her owner's voice, she remembered and came right over. And now little Franny is back home after her outdoor adventure. I guess it's kind of like she went off to study abroad. We'll see if she picked up any new languages. Number 4. Dog reunite. Paquita the dog had a loving family, and sadly she got out of the house one day and couldn't find her way back. She was gone, and it turns out she was living on the streets and eventually picked up by an animal shelter. She wasn't getting adopted, but then pictures of her surfaced and her original family saw them and arranged a meeting with the shelter. It had been over 3 years, so when Paquita was reintroduced to her family, she didn't remember them at first. She was hesitant, unsure, and nervous. Who are these people? But she decided, I will at least take a sniff of this guy, and the sniffing and the smelling in a little more time slowly turned into, oh my God, my family.
Ay, qué linda.
And here's where you need those tissues. Paquita, after 3 long years away from her family without a proper home, finally has met her family again, and has slowly started to remember them. She's so happy, happy doesn't begin to describe it. This is elation meeting ecstasy with pure joy sprinkled right on top. Paquita is going to be going back home, and she needs everyone to know it. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 3. Friendly hyena. Now, when we talk about hyenas, one thing many people probably think of is the sounds they make that almost resemble laughter. So when do hyenas laugh? When they're happy, hungry, and hunting. It seems like they do those noises whenever they feel like it, and in this case, this hyena is filled with joy when he remembers his owner. This hyena hasn't seen his former owner in over a year, and the owner is back to pay him a visit, and look at his reaction. If you've ever had any doubt that animals can remember their owners after long periods of time without them, this video should cast that doubt aside. This hyena goes bonkers with laughter, rolling around with glee. He's cracking up, so happy to see his owner and be able to spend some time with him again. Plus, he's probably happy because he knows his neck rub and ear scratch rate has just grown exponentially. The good life has returned to Mr. Hyena. Number 2. Sonia the bear. Next is Sonia the bear. She was orphaned very early in life, and was taken in by the Orphan Wildlife Center in Otisville, New York. And Jonathan here was one of her caretakers. He essentially filled the role of parent or fun older brother, as he not only took care of Sonia, but played games with her. A lot of time passed and Sonia grew up, and it had been a while since Jonathan and Sonia had seen each other. And at their reunion, many would say Jonathan displayed immense bravery, as he got up real close with, let's remember, a bear. But he seemed to have no doubt. Sonia, the bear, remembered him and was ecstatic. She even remembered the game that they used to play when she was a cub. Yeah, it's a bit different playing a game with a bear cub versus playing a game with a full-grown bear. A game in which it looks like Jonathan grabs her legs and pushes her around and does a lot of things like that. If Sonia didn't remember him, they may be perceived as a challenge, but no, Sonia is a gentle soul when it comes to her buddy Jonathan, and all she wants to do is play with him again. Number 1. Kuma the leopard. And now we have truly an astounding situation. Alberto Lina was a hero once upon a time for saving Kuma the leopard from an illegal trader. Kuma got to live a much better life, and all thanks to Alberto. Raising him for about 2.5 years and then bringing him to an establishment for him to live safely. And that's already a fantastic story. 13 years passed, and then it's time for the sequel. Alberto returned to check on Kuma to see how things have been. Kuma is doing fantastically, but 13 years? That's a while. Some people forget other people in that amount of time, but not Kuma. Kuma remembered. As Alberto walked along the fence, Kuma followed. As he reached his hand in, he was able to pet the Kuma. This is not something leopards are letting just anyone do. Most leopards may take this as a sign of aggression and attack, but Kuma must remember that Alberto saved his life and is forever grateful. There you have it. Do you have this type of relationship with any animal? Let us know in the comment box. At the end, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon for more upcoming videos.